let the darkness creep in, 'cause it steals my life.
It does.
I never got to tell you that you should go run and hide.
No, baby.
Hurting yourself so you don't lose nothing.
Yeah.
How about we just start with trusting?
Gotta trust me, baby. Yeah. Hey, yo, cut off.
First, it start with trust, that's a must, and stay committed. People want us to stumble like they don't see us winning. Fake smile, church hug, ooh, it give me snake vibes. Overcast, everybody loyal to they switch sides. But I stay down, remember where I started at. Who had my back? My wife is my best friend, so I married that queen. My heart sings without no tambourine. I scream, make it last forever, survive anywhere. We go chill at the Four Seasons, acting heathen, heavy breathing, so leaving. I just say I love you for no reason. At the end of the day is even the night, joy in the morning. We both have to look in the eye, and baby, yeah, I know and where it can lead to. What it take to make sure no one snake you. Hate you, baby, I'm here to elevate you. I thank you because trusting is hard, and I gotta give it my all. Yeah.
Shouldn't let the darkness creep in, 'cause
Yeah.
it steals my life.
For real.
I never got to tell you that you should go run and hide.
It's a fact.
Hurting yourself so you don't lose.
That was so fire.
Fire, man.
We got to run it again.
Just one more.
Together, poet.
TK. Yeah.
Hey, yo, let's do that one more time.
First, it start with trust, that's a must, and stay committed. People want us to stumble like they don't see us winning. Fake smile, church hug, ooh, it give me snake vibes. Overcast, everybody loyal to they switch sides. But I stay down, remember where I started at. Who had my back? My wife is my best friend, so I married that queen. My heart sings without no tambourine. I scream, make it last forever, survive anywhere. We go chill at the Four Seasons, acting heathen, heavy breathing, so leaving. I just say I love you for no reason. At the end of the day is even the night, joy in the morning. We both have to look in the eye, and baby, yeah, I know and where it can lead to. But it take to make sure no one snake you. Hate you, baby, I'm here to elevate you. I thank you because trusting is hard, and I gotta give it my all. Yeah.
Shouldn't let the darkness creep in, 'cause it steals my life. I never got to tell you that you should go run and hide. Hurting yourself so you don't lose nothing. How about we just start with trusting?
Hey, that shit on TNT.
June 7th, nigga. No cap.
Lego, hey, hey.
Star, nigga.
June 7th,
Motherfucking legend was born, nigga.
67, nigga, 67 Pope, whatever, nigga. June 7th, 1994, nigga.
I swear to God, if I could rap about something different, I would, nigga. 7 grams, nigga. Pain, it's the hunger, it's the struggle, nigga. Lego, feel like my pain different. Don't matter how many beats I own, it don't feel like it Pussy songs if ain't no pain. Baking soda with a little cane in it. You eat a lick on the nigga up at the store, you ain't think he'll make it rain. My partner ain't got no rain, didn't it?
Bitch,
The AR piece across the street took his soul. This little nigga on the poke with the backpack with that pole. Ain't had no racks to buy his own trap, so he post at the store with it. It's cool, I got my own. Pull up, post up at the store. I'm bloody boo, I got my own. Ain't no nigga to roll with me. I'm TCG myself. Ain't no nigga trained to go with me. Flow up in loose stead, no tower, it ain't no hoe up in me. But it's all good, that shit wasn't nothing. God don't make mistakes. You do the dab, bitch, you gon' crash. Poof, hit the brakes. The type of life a nigga avoiding this shit. In my birthday, and ain't even enjoying this shit. Damn, my brother ain't called for weeks. I'm tweaking, I can't even speak. Can't fumble with the bag, there's too much gas, ain't missed a beat.
on everything. Man, I'm going out, bitch. Keep that, yeah.
June 7th, nigga. My motherfucking birthday, nigga. RP my nigga, free my nigga, man.
Boost it, nigga, 7 grand, let go, nigga. Yeah, nigga. Hey. It's all love, though. I don't know what you want, but I know, yeah, you sounding all that, yeah. No cap. Keep this lighter, you hear me? One of these motherfucking days.
You say
God gon' wipe away all our tears.
Nah, for real, nigga.
He gon' wipe the tears.
Post it, nigga, what you want, nigga. It's all me. Let go.
Look how the game fucked up, the street done changed on you. Past relationship crash, she put the blame on you. Still put my pride to the side, I ain't changed on you. Nigga won't front you to shake back, came with the game, don't it? I feel this music in my soul, I ain't a child though. They love to see you down, hate to see a nigga smile though. It's cool, I be alright, don't hit me up whenever my style blow. New pack came in the mail, we pouring up straight out the bottle. Forever locked in, no big Bryson ain't gon' switch on me. We bound in 100 blood, got love for all my crib homies. Ain't that a bitch, these niggas switch, make you want tweet, don't it? Youngest nigga in the pack, get at your big homie. It's overstood, it's all good, it ain't no understatement. Just ran through that with Didi, he say I'm good, bitch, I ain't complaining. My nigga fighting 3 bodies, fuck, I ain't smiling for. Blood say he was coming home August, that was a while ago. Tell me stop, I still blow, my tolerance is real low. One for the studio, I would've whacked the nigga on the pole, but I didn't and I ain't, nigga. If I did, I wouldn't tell you, cause I can't, nigga.
God,
oh, God.
It posted, nigga. Fuck you, nigga, mean, nigga. Try to tell you, nigga, man. It new Dallas shit, man. Nah, for real. Free the real, keep the fake, nigga. God gon' wipe your tears, nigga. On my mom. End up, nigga. Ain't gon' never stop hustling, nigga. Ain't gon' never stop grinding, nigga. No cap.
Let go. Nigga ain't never seen a UFO. Or a hoe that ain't gon' go. Gotta stay above the flow. Now I'm lying, here you go. Hang yourself, here go the rope. I'm from the street, we play for keeps, you know my quote.
On blood, nigga.
And who the fuck made you an OG cause you 25?
What?
I know a nigga 25 and he ain't never slide. My nigga boxed, he gotta watch this from the curbside. Katie got hit up the next week, just seen it girl live.
RP Star, nigga. You know what I mean? This shit real life, nigga. Gon' get this shit from me every time, nigga. Ain't gon' have to cry no more, nigga. Mitch, we got us one, baby. No cap, nigga, every time, nigga.
Hey, we on. What's going on, man? Let me turn this up one time. Let me jam out one time. Hey, y'all already know what it is. It's TK the Poet. You already know, so you ain't got to quote it. And if I spoke it, you already know what they mean. Y'all wrote it. We here again, another Saturday. Another day where we gonna chill and vibe out, man. It's a lot of stuff that's going on. Hey, if y'all know, Poetry Life League merch, man. Hey, it's coming soon. Website is coming soon, man. You look, the pen's sick. Hey, check the merch. It's gonna be fire, man. It's nothing new that we got going on. Y'all see the name Poetry Life League. If y'all don't know about Poetry Life, y'all finna know about it. So just let me turn this down real quick. Let me give y'all some little information about what we got going on. So what we have constructed is something that has never been done in the world of poetry. We have, you know what though? I got something better for you, man. You know what? I can show y'all better than I can tell y'all, man. We got clips, we got all that type stuff. So, man, let me go ahead and get this clip ready, and this can really tell you know what Poetry Life is really about. So, let's get to it. Hold up. We're gonna play something real quick, man. And we really just gonna really dive into this poetry life. Hold on. Okay, let's go ahead and get
Poetry
this.
lives and breathes, it sings and sighs. In virtual spaces, new voices rise. The Poetry Life League, a celebration of words and powerful expression. Poets from all corners answer the call. They step into the spotlight, voices their weapon. The energy is electric, anticipation palpable. The journey to be crowned Poetry Life Champion begins. Each poet, a universe unto themselves. Their words paint vivid pictures, evoke laughter and tears. The quiet introspection of haiku, the rhythmic cadence of spoken word, each performance, a window into the soul. The online competition is intense yet incredibly supportive. Each round presents unique challenges and new opportunities to shine. Poets pour their hearts out, bearing their souls to the world. Judges offer critiques and encouragement. The virtual audience fuels the poet's fire. Every word a step closer to the championship. The Poetry Life League is more than just a competition, it's a vibrant poetry community. Lifelong friendships are forged. The power of poetry transcends the stage, it spills into the streets, into the hearts of those who listen.
So, we got a little commercial, a little something razzle dazzle, something for y'all, to grasp on too. But, like I said, Poetry Life League, we got something great going on. We had constructed 24 of the poets across the United States, man. Look, when I tell you we got poets from Atlanta, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, we got New York, we got California, we got North Dakota, we have Arkansas, we have Louisiana, we have Oklahoma, we have Miami, Florida. Hey, we got people all over. We got people in St. Louis, Chicago. Hey, we got people all over this in this league. So y'all can get poets with different styles, different flavors. They compete against each other to see who's gonna be champion of poetry life. You know, it is a competition, but it's more than a competition. It's about great poetry. There's gonna be great poetry be put out. Y'all gonna really enjoy yourself. Y'all gonna see, people rise to the top. You're gonna see people climb down. Y'all gonna go through this journey with us. Like I said, this is something that ain't never been done. Poetry Life League. Hey, look, it's gonna shock the community. So y'all stay tuned. July 12th will be our first official match. It's going down. Y'all stay tuned and just grasp, what we really got going on because we doing something great for poetry. This ain't nothing like Poetry Slam. Nah, we taking stuff to a higher level. No disrespect to the Poetry Slam, but this right here, this is official. Once you become in this league, you become an official poet, top tier. You in the league. This is like the NBA of poetry. You got Rutgers, you got different outside leagues, but it's matter on Poetry Life League. What is your rankings? What are your scores? How what did you go through? You got 24 poets that you have to go through. And I'm telling you, these poets that's in this league, they ain't no slouches. They are fire. We have fire poets. Shout out to Shorty Rock, one of the finest poets. Beauty the Poet. Shout out to her. Shout out to True Poet. Also, man, it's a look. It's so many poets. Y'all gonna have to get tuned in and see what's really going on. Y'all come in and see. It's dope poetry being dropped. Look, you know what? I'm gonna get into some poetry, man. Let me go ahead and drop some poetry for y'all so y'all can see, what do poetry like really has to offer, man. Because like I said, it's some of the dopest poets that y'all gonna come across. All these poets are unmatched. Like y'all, look, this is crazy. So look, let me pull up some stuff for y'all, and we can see what type of poets that gonna be dealing with. So the poet I'm gonna bring up, man, one of my favorite poets, man. I'm gonna bring up True Poet, man, and watch him, sauce on this real quick, man. True Poet. Let's go ahead and bring you up real quick and show the people, why you in the league.
So this is a piece from my book, Writing Through the Pain, available on all platforms.
Get
Shameless
that, get
plug.
that, get that.
But it's just a mental piece, a mental health piece I wrote, and it go. So the other day I was driving on the Main Street Bridge. I didn't know if it was iCloud to an iPhone or just a lot of traffic. Either way, it was backed up. I thought, what could be the reason of why all these cars turn into volunteer statues, tires turning into cement bricks, bridge turning into quicksand, everything is hesitant and struggling to move, brake lights turning into once was a bridge into a red sea of pool, wishing that Moses could take part in getting me to my destination, but it was 5 o'clock, so I'm pretty sure his staff was stuck in traffic too. We slowly began to move. I get closer to where the trouble began. I get closer to the magazine in the waiting room, meaning I get closer to the issue at hand. Mind eager and angered, the closer I got, and all of a sudden I see police and firefighters looking over the bridge at water that was full of life and a body that was most likely not. And I thought, what probable possibility prompted this person to make death seem so palatable, imaginable, turning himself into a casualty so casual? But then I thought, sometimes I've shared the same sentiments. Like death, there has to be some type of benefit. Something had my own thoughts of being on that same bridge at a point when I felt like life was best unlived, when I felt like there was nothing left in my life that I could give, when purpose found itself plastered on posters, when hope found itself on the back of milk cartons, when depression finally got the master key to my mind and moved in and got comfortably seated, and misery came knocking at the door right after and found the company it needed, when a forfeit seemed more fitting than trying to force it, and suicide seemed so suitable. Yes, I too have seen myself staring over the ledge, emotions and feet on edge, trying to calculate my worth of my birth and death, trying to figure out which one is worth less, and trying to figure out if I'm just worthless. Mentally fighting away thoughts of self-hate day to day, telling myself that I'm not just debris way up in the sky, meaning I'm not just a waste of space. And it was up to me to choose to believe it. If I choose to receive it, I realize you can't put penny thoughts on the table with life that is so worth a fortune. I realize you can't have other people validate your importance. Everyone has a reason to live. God didn't give you this life just so you can renege. He didn't make you out of fine china just so you can damage it. He handcrafted this hand just because he knew you could handle it. He knew you would handle it, not dismantle it. All of those suicidal thoughts that egg you on, scramble it. Life is not meant to be over easy. You're extraordinary. You should be grateful for your existence. You should be trying to exceed, not you're trying to exceed, not expire your expirations, not examining your expiration. Just stop and exhale, not exit. You're exactly where you need to be. So don't let no one tell you anything else. But I'm going to just let you handle that yourself. Whether you're atheist or spiritual, look in the mirror. The Messiah makes no mistakes. He makes miracles. Life is full of meaning. You just have to make it meaningful. That's that piece.
And look, and I gotta tell you, man, he fire. That's true poet. One of the finest poets, that's in the league, man. When I tell you, when you get dope poetry, dope material like that, and look, there's 24 poets just like that. I'm telling you, it's 24 poets just like that. That's fire. And y'all just have to stay tuned to see what's going on. Look, y'all see the merch, man. Poetry Life League, the pen sick. Hey, y'all gotta get this, man. Look, this Poetry Life, man. Look, it's saucy, man. Look, y'all got to dig the style. Like, it's something new. Poetry, putting poetry on the map. No more of us being in the dark places and doing poetry and being the phrase of a broke poet. No, we out here. We gonna step into the light and show you that why we are the greatest writers in the world. It's time for us to get our recognition. The time is now. But hold up. I mean, I got a poet that's in the background, man. I'm gonna bring Beauty the poet up. Beauty the poet. I'm gonna bring you up to the stage.
Hey, can y'all hear me real good?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. What's going on?
Okay, okay. I'm up here in Iowa. It's kind of static a little bit. I thought maybe it's just on my end.
Okay, no, you good, you good. So how's your day been?
It's been pretty good, pretty good. Bring up.
Okay. Hey man, look, me and wifey, we went to the fabric store and stuff like that. We were looking for the jerseys and stuff like that, and because the judges, they have their own regions. So y'all gonna
Okay,
be drafted in a different regions. So now they came up with names for their regions. So I already got two names right now of the regions that y'all might get drafted in. One is called the Red Dragon,
okay.
because they spit fire. Hey, I kind of like it. He said They called the Red Jackets because they spit fire. So and then the other one is called the Living Legends. To be the best, you gotta beat the best. So the other two
I got a message for y'all the
regions.
other day.
Oh, you got what? What you say?
I got a message for y'all today.
You got a
Just a
message
little
today?
something, something.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. Do you want us to give us that message now?
of course.
Okay, man. Look, Beauty the Poet, man. She got a message for everybody. Hey, y'all, clean your ears out and pay attention and listen to the words that she is saying. Beauty the Poet. Hey, you know what to do.
This is called System Error Heartbeat Fail. They say technology never lies, but I've seen screens made true. Watch wires forget connection like people do. 1 minute Wi-Fi strong, next signal gone. Just like love when it used to be warm. Now it's buffering. See, machines shut down when they're overloaded. Too many tabs open, not enough space. You ever met a human like that? Hell, I feel. Eyes gaze, mind blank, heart stuck in a loop. Control, alt, delete on my emotions, trying to reboot. You ever cried in shutdown mode when nobody knows? You're not responding because the lights are still on, but nobody's home. It's funny how we treat devices better than we treat each other. A broken iPhone gets replaced, but a broken soul, we say, you will be all right. Tough it out. Stop overreacting. Meanwhile, hearts crash with no aftercare plan to fall back on. I had a sister once, a person. They crashed too. But I didn't want a new model, I wanted them. But people ain't tech and tech ain't people, but both can disappoint you at the same time. We don't talk anymore, just read receipts and silence. Like the Bluetooth ain't pairing and the frequency's off. So the soul stops sharing. And maybe that's just what makes us fragile. We're wired to connect, but prone to disconnect. When a human goes black screen, no warning, no silence, no, my bad, no warning, no sound. It don't come with a charger. It don't ask. Are you sure you want to power off? It just ends. So the next time you hold a phone to your face instead of loving your hands, remember, technology fails just like people do. But you can replace the device. You can't restore a heart once it's deleted. So love your humans while their batteries are still working before they start bleaching from all the updates you never installed, like kindness. My bad, y'all. Kindness, presence, and listening. Because no one tells you the really shutdown comes with no warning, and no one ever taught us how to reboot a soul. I got my kids, and I'm messing up. My bad. But the message is like we take care of our devices better than we take care of each other. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you. I had it on mute. My fault. But yeah,
Oh,
look, fire, fire. Look, I got the message like loud and clear. Like that was fire. But you're not lying. Like if we gonna keep it a dollar, we're gonna keep it a dollar. You're not lying. We treat our iPhones and laptops and like look, we break down if they a screen crack. So but look, let someone say something to us the wrong way. We treat them like we ain't never knew them in life.
exactly. And then the thing about social media, my husband said this one time. He said he hates Facebook because people contradict themselves. You say one
Mm-hmm.
thing one day, and then you support the opposite of what you're saying you don't like the very next day. So when some,
Mm-hmm.
let's just say, oh, I'm about this person. When I'm checking about that, the person that I'm being nice to checking me about the person I'm being mean to. Now I'm not even dealing with neither one of them because hey, my way is my way, and it's the highway within me. Technology
Look.
fails just like people. But one thing about these screens, man, they're making billions of dollars. But no matter how much money you got, when that person that you love leave, you can't get them back.
No, that's a fact.
You can't
And
re-download them.
look, we take life for granted. And, and that's why I tell people like people just go through life and just don't care. They careless, like and it's crazy. Like I said, we play a big factor in a lot of people's lives, and a lot of other people's lives. They play a big factor in our lives. So for us to treat people like they ain't nothing is insane because they play a major part in your life.
And then I don't know why I'm going so hard on this topic today, but with that being said, like we got people that'll go hard for us, that'll help us get to where we be in life. And most people, they'll sit there and deal with an outside person that say, hey, But if they going against what you believe in or what you this and that, you shouldn't even deal with them. And most of the time, these people that's trying to correct us be our parents, our siblings, somebody that's close to us that knows us. And then we got outside people, really snakes, tell us, hey, this is what you should do. And right now, all I'm saying. Blood will never lie to you, is what I'm getting to. And when you lose them people that for your bloodline that's gonna always keep it real with you can't get them back. You just gonna be looking at their phone at them pictures and you just don't come back.
Look, that's a fact. Hey, before we get too deep into this, tell the people who you are and where you're from and what you do.
Oh my bad, y'all. I'm Beauty the Poet. I'm from Jonesboro, Louisiana, and I call myself Beauty because when I saw the beast in me, even then the world couldn't change me. So
I love that. I love that. Even the world couldn't change me. That is a fact. So let's a little get deep into who Beauty the Poet is. Since let's have this little one on one reaction that's
okay.
going on. So tell me, how you get into poetry, or how did poetry find you?
Basically, I started out writing. I know a lot of poets say that writing is how they started. I started writing ghost stories, but
Mm,
poetry didn't find me until really last year. I went to an
mm,
open mic and I didn't know how to perform. I just know how to, talk what I wrote. And
mm.
so all this started opening doors, and now it's like what I'm telling people, I'm actually speaking freedom. I actually got to put that feeling in there for y'all to hear me, and that's where the poetry come from. I can speak my truth unapologetically, not caring what nobody got to say, because it's my story. And hey, I got the pen, and I ain't gonna put it down.
But how do that feel like to release your truth?
A wave of emotions. For one, I have never been so emotional how I am now. I was
Mm,
so used to just holding all those emotions in, but as you're writing, it's just as that pen flowing, so are those emotions. Because you like, I'm here and I'm writing this. It's like I'm talking to my old self. It's spiritual. Talking to yourself in the past, and you talk to yourself now, and you talk to yourself in the future.
mm.
It's weird. And so when
Look,
I'm writing, it's like I came through a lot to be able to smile today. That's why I'm smiling a lot. I'm gonna be 28, and what I've been through in the past 10, 12 years, hey, I'm telling you, I'm happy.
so how do what you've been through impacts your poetry?
Because I come from a long bloodline of women that suffered in silence, that
Mm,
really, they didn't have that voice because they want to protect the men. They want the men to act right, not go to jail. They want the daughters to at least just sit down, or if you're not going to sit down and listen, you finna get up out my house. I'm not finna, no fast girls, this and that. Come from a long line of strong women, and they suffered in silence. So
mm,
they living and breathing through me. I'm just telling the story. And hey, everybody else that going through it or feel it, they don't know it.
mm. So do anybody tell you, like, look, you brave for telling your story?
A lot of people tell me I'm crazy. Crazy. They're like, why you up there? Just like the last show I was on, when I came out and told everybody about that. Even my
Hmm.
mom was like, I didn't even know that. It's like, I didn't want you to know. I wasn't
Mm,
ready to come out and say nothing because I inherited from y'all that suffering in silence but remaining strong. I inherited from y'all. But one thing about it, I can't keep carrying that burden. I got to speak. So when I speak freedom, all those curses that's on me is not going to touch my children, grandchildren, and so on. Speaking is the way to break the chains.
so I mean, let's talk a little bit about that, like black families sweeping things under the rug and acting like nothing never happened. Do you feel like that's more harmful to the family than dealing with the issue?
Yeah, I feel like I don't understand. I can't even say I understand it. But dealing with the issue to them may be harder than covering it up.
Mm,
And a lot of people don't like to be told the truth because they don't want to hear it. They feel like, hey, I raised you, I made sure you were up to this. I had nothing but good intentions for you. So self minded to where, and I don't even want to go back to slavery, but I can. to where your children, they're slaves. You gonna do what I tell you
Mm-hmm.
to do. Anything that happens, you shut
Mm-hmm.
up, deal with it. But that is not going to be the case from the generations to come from me.
Right.
So
So
we,
what do you plan to do different?
my daughters, they have a voice,
Mm.
and for two, they know God. And I know I'm finna shake the room when I say this. I know that they say in the Bible that a woman has no voice in the congregation.
Mm.
I don't believe in that. I believe that us women, we're the teachers, we're the healers, we're the nurturers, we're the birth of life.
Mm-hmm.
So we awaken men that are dead in their soul. We tell that warrior to rise up. We call that spirit in them to like get up. When somebody down and out, a woman's voice, it can either make or break you. So
Look,
they
you
gonna know.
talking.
They gonna know. Hey, my voice, it roars, and behind that voice comes that action, and y'all gonna see
Mm-hmm.
a reaction like a domino effect.
Mm. Look,
Yeah,
but you know what though? That's great because a lot of us we stuck in this generational curse. Where I was raised this way, so this how I'm gonna raise my kids. And I tell people like times have changed. You can't raise your kids the way you was raised because these kids are different.
I love my mom and dad, and when I say this, but last year we had gotten into altercation, and my children were
Hmm.
present. I was all types of names and everything. And what happened in that moment, I don't care if you're my mama. I don't care if you're my daddy. Respect is respect. I'm grown now. Teach me instead of talking to me the way that you were talked to me. I don't care if you was
Right.
37 years old by your mama. Any of that. She shouldn't be able to do that. She should be able to talk to me, not treat me. Not supposed to be something that you have. You basically had the pen from me. You never wanted to give it to me. You don't have the pen anymore. I took it. So even
Right.
then, I pray I never do that to my children. But if that situation ever arises, they better stand up exactly how I did and say, "Mama, that ain't you,"
Mm.
because you wouldn't dare teach your children unequal. I raise my children. You're equal, but it's a level of respect.
Hmm. And the one thing I
It's a
I
lot
teach
of
my boys is integrity. A
right.
lot of people don't teach their kids integrity. Being who you are now and away from me, you have to be the same individual. You got to know what you're doing is right, and and okay, I can't do that because I know it's wrong. You know, what about integrity? Do we teach our kids integrity now?
Mm,
Because I mean, like,
yep, it
and
depends how
let's be real. Like a lot of these parents, like, let's keep it a down. We ain't gonna sugarcoat stuff today. Not today. We ain't gonna sugarcoat stuff. A lot of y'all black parents are wrong as hell.
it's a
Y'all set
mirror
no.
effect.
Yeah. They don't set no
It's like
example for their kids, but they expect their kids to be good and be great. That's why we have these YNs that we have right now because these
they come
parents
out
don't
with
have
the
no
phrase.
standards.
It's the phrase "what's not taught is caught," and the whole
Hmm.
time you teaching me, I ain't catching nothing. You teaching me. I'm right
Look.
here. You just ain't got your eyes directed to me. You just ain't talking to me. I see you. I can mimic every single movement that you're doing. I can cuss just as much as you can cuss.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. If you teaching the whole time, you was like, well, I didn't teach them that. They taught me. That's you coming out of them. And why the Bible say we will pay for our mothers and fathers' sin is
Mm-hmm.
because that mirror effect, we're putting that in them instead of healing before we have children.
Mm-hmm. But it's just I be seeing a lot of videos where the women fighting the kids, they fight in front of their kids and all this other stuff. It's just like,
Oh,
and people just sit back and watch these people do this. And it's like we as a community, when are we gonna stand up and say like, okay, enough is enough. We gotta stop this because this don't even look good for us. Like,
I
for our
mean,
kids to be in the midst of that stuff too. Like, come on, what are we doing?
well, I would say it like this because it changed my life. I had my daughter at 17, so I was still out there
Mm,
fighting and everything. What I had to realize
mm,
is if somebody want to kick this dough in and shoot my head, shoot me dead in my forehead, my daughter could be in my lap.
mm-hmm.
Anything could go on. I don't want to look over my shoulder. I don't want to live that life. So when people come and realize that, that's when they'll change. until then, you got people standing back because we watching these videos. They'll be like, "Oh, who took my baby out of her hand? I'm gonna go shoot that person, this and that, all of that." You got
Mm-hmm.
so many different throw demons reactions that people are not thinking and operating as one. It's like, I'm trying to save your baby. I'm not trying to snatch your baby. I'm trying to get your baby out of
Right.
harm's way. But now because the mother came home, you know, emotions, everything's just misunderstood in the heat of the moment. So
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna have bloodshed regardless. And look, until
Mm-hmm.
they realize, hey, it might not be me. Maybe that bullet don't get my baby. What if? Look, I can't even get that deep. I'm sorry, I can't get that
Look. But I mean, how do we change what's going on in our community? So, like, do you think we have any more black leaders like the Martin Luther King, the Malcolm X? Do we have any people like this today?
deep. Honestly, not really, not really. And I can't call on one hand because I got sucked into politics. I wanted to come up with a plan for the kids, youth program to keep them out of school. You know, have with the kids, the teacher is talking to each and every student individually, seeing what's going on with their mental, are they being bullied, all of that. But these politicians, they just stunting. They want these other people to be like, oh, well, I got your title. You didn't get it. I'll go find another job. Like, I've been side by side with these people. I feel like Charleston White, but I can't act the way they act because it's ridiculous. It really
Look,
is. It's ridiculous.
but like Charleston White don't be lying though. He be
And
saying some
everything he
real
said was
stuff.
facts.
Look, and but like it's people, he speak the harsh truth, and people
But
can't handle the harsh truth.
when he dressed it up and said it, you know, professionally, didn't nobody listen.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
Because
Right.
I
So,
was in those rooms just like he was in those rooms, but then nobody listened until you got to change your voice a little bit. You got to let that blackness come out of you. You got to let
mm-hmm.
that retardedness come out of you.
Look,
And
and
then
that's
they
what
like,
it
oh,
is.
well, I'm going to listen because they, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, when you speak intelligently, they don't want to listen. They want to hear. They want to listen to the nigga shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's like me and my husband was just talking about music. And he said it was a guy that made a post and said, if you're still taking music serious, trying to make serious music in 2025, you just need to do something else because you got people coming out with what the hell is. And then it's
Mm-hmm.
doing numbers. And people that sitting here preaching, they preaching. When I say they speaking, they waking you up with their music and what music is supposed to do. They stuff getting overlooked because it's not a part of the agenda. It's not part of the plan.
Mm-hmm. You're right. But that's why I say like music needs to change. Like it's hard for me to listen to the music or listen to the radio because it don't make sense. It's like I'm getting dumber and dumber by there's and plus you know what it is. There's no more love songs. That's what it is. There's no more love
Even
songs.
the love songs sound like rap
Like
songs.
so it's like that. That's what thing was changing the culture. There's no more love songs. We used to sing love songs and go home, be what I made, and be in love, and everything's good. But now we listen to this. Oh, fuck you! We go home. We got an attitude with. Ain't no. There's no love. So I think that music plays a big part, and people really don't understand how powerful music is.
Vibrations.
Look,
They
look.
don't get it. Like I was one of those people. I didn't get it at first, but hey, when you tap into your gifts, you see it, and you was like, oh, I was one of those people, the blind following the.
That's a fact. That's a big fact.
I wasn't making it nowhere.
Look, and the thing is, like, that's why, like, when I'm now that I'm older, I see the mistakes that that these kids are making, and like, I try to talk to the kids and give them some good advice. And like, hey, man, look, you ain't got to go down that route. Trust me, you don't want to go down that. Being gangster is not cool. Dying is not cool. Being going to jail is not cool. You want to do all this gangster stuff for what? You are not going to
Because
survive trying to prove your gangster.
and the kids don't listen because they think, oh well, I just really did this one thing. You did like 9 to 10 different other charges within that one thing that you did. So now, before you even 18, you got 90 years.
Look,
That's what we need to be telling them. That's what they need to be seen. They don't do the Beyond Scared Straight programs like they used to.
Mm.
They
Look,
don't have real granddaddies and daddies that, you know, put that belt down like they used to. Because
because
back
look,
then,
and this is what I tell people, and people don't understand. Like the Willie Lynch syndrome, it worked.
yep,
And the thing is, you know why it's worked? Because we are proud of what it is today. The thing is was to train a slave to separate the man and the woman. Now you know what we have today. We have the man and the woman separated. You know, it's rare that the baby mama's with her baby daddy. It's rare.
and
How did that become rare?
me and my husband, like we travel a lot, and when they see us and our family, they just look at us like, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a good thing. It's
Facts.
very rare, but it is. When I say the percentage is growing and it's increasing of black
Mm,
families sticking together and protecting each other, it's
mm,
growing piece by piece, day by day. It's growing, but we got to be the example. And I'm gonna tell you where it got divided at. It got divided to where, oh, well, if that man move out that house, you know you gonna get you some food stamps, and you know you can go down there to the place. They can put some, money on your utilities and everything. All you got to do is say he ain't living in that house, and we gonna make
right.
sure he off that lease.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you got welfare. How a
Mm-hmm.
family's gonna make it bigger off of welfare if the man he over here working, paying you, you ain't doing shit, and the government basically getting everything recycled. You thinking that you getting this money? No, they giving you food stamps to go to their stores. They giving you money
Right.
to pay on their light bill. All the
Right.
money is going back in their pocket. Plus that man paying you child support and all of that. He paying fees through the state, through the government, and you ain't getting nothing because you finna put it right back into them clothes you buying, them
Mm-hmm.
shoes, going straight to them lashes, that grocery store. They finna get that money right back.
Mm-hmm.
It's all an image. People don't understand when you with the person that you created that bloodline with. So many spiritual gifts and spiritual blessings and anointings come
Mm.
off of that, but people don't understand it because they don't know what it is.
You talking.
They
You
don't know what it
talking.
is. And the thing about it, the reason why they don't know what it is because it's a generational curse. My
Mm.
granny always said, she said, baby, keep people out your business.
Mm.
Black people want everybody in their business. Keep people out
Yeah.
your business.
Look, I see like on Facebook, I see people put their whole life on Facebook. I'll be like, you
Oh,
back
I was
at
one
it
of them.
again.
I was one of them. Trust me,
You
that's
was
why I
one
did
of
that. Yeah, that's why I did that poem because a few years back, my
them.
brother wanted to act crazy, and I said some stuff, and all we got is just red receipts. I don't want to reach out. I love him, but hey, even Jesus had people he didn't see even after they died,
Mm.
and that's just real.
Mm. He said, "Who's my mother and my father?"
Hmm.
Look, they better act like they know.
They
But
know.
but that's one thing that I do want to change the narrative. That like I'm writing a poem called "A Letter to the YNs," and and there needs to be a change, not only just in them, but the change of men stepping up and doing what they supposed to be doing, being fathers, taking care of their responsibilities. That's where it starts. And I had this one line in the poem where I said, "See, that's where you planted the seed. You didn't nurture it. Now it came out defected." Because you didn't put in the time, you didn't put in that stuff that he needed as a father. You didn't put that essence into him. Now he's out here wilding, doing all this other stuff because you didn't do what you were supposed to be doing. And that's why we know we want to blame all the YNs, talking about they out here crazy, they shooting up. It was the lack of fathers being in the house. Then also it was the women too. They warred against each other. They turned us
Right.
against each other. We started warring against each other. We forgot what love is, and we as a people, we are the epitome of what love is. When they talk about black love is they don't talk about white love or Hispanic love. Black love is powerful, and then that's what they trying to take away. They're trying to take away our power, our unity.
Oh yeah, because when you move as one, what is that TV show? I think it's called Them
Mm,
or Us. One of them. It's either them or us. And When I say it's really good, y'all should go watch it. It's on Hulu, I think, on Amazon Prime. It shows like how they try to divide the family up, and it's a spiritual warfare thing. And
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of racism, so you gotta have thick skin to go watch this. Go watch it, and you're gonna be like, you know what? This is exactly what we were talking about.
So, do you feel like racism in 25 still exists?
Oh yes, I went to the store earlier, and this lady was talking to everybody white up in the store. As soon as I got to the register, I said, "Hey, how you doing?" She didn't say nothing. So as
Mm.
soon as I walked off, she said something to the white lady behind me. I caught myself because I said something, but it's neither here nor there. She deserved it. Yeah, racism
Mm.
still very much exists. I never thought that I would experience it. As much as I
Why do
say
you
grace
think
over
it
it.
still exists in 2025?
The reason it exists in 2025 is because of the media. It's because of the news.
Mm.
And yeah, everything is being put in your face. That's it.
Mm. But you know what though? I just feel like in 2025. Look, but let me not even get into that. Let me get into this. Let me jump in this
I'm about
bag.
to say I can support you on what you're trying to say
Look,
because I'm gonna say
look.
this: they put the news out there for awareness and to bring awareness, but it also brings division because now we have social media and everybody has their own opinion.
Yeah.
Now people are looking everybody up based off their social media. Based off your social media, you can see what you're doing every single day. You see where your job at, where's your daily routine, your local gas station, store. There's a lot of stuff going on. People are
Mm-hmm.
targeting people off social media when it's supposed to bring awareness, let you know what's going on. It's supposed to be positive, but every positive has a negative coming behind it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we don't like positive stuff. Let's just keep it a dollar. We entertain negative stuff. When the positive stuff is out there, we overlook it. You know,
And the
we
reason
don't
it's
like
over,
positivity.
we are so prone to anger. Like
Quick.
when I say I carry that title, I don't wear it. I carry it like a purse, angry black woman. Because if you tap me on that shoulder, that anger coming out. We carry anger for everything that we've been through, and it's not just the anger we carry ourselves. That's coming back from generations. That's
Mm.
embedded in our bloodline. That's just that. That's who we are. We beast. So we gonna entertain that negative because guess what? If you negative and you in my face, I'm gonna make you positive and you gonna cry for Jesus. That's the black people
Mm.
like.
Mm. But you know what though? Look. Let me ask you this. Me and my wife, we had this conversation, and we were like, "Would you get mad if a white person say nigga, not the but nigga?"
It depends if that spit come behind it. If the spit and the veins showing, now that's a different type. But other than that, it's like no about your business. You was just scared to get it out in the first place.
Look, you know what?
That's just me. That's just me.
You know, you know what? I really don't care if white people say nigga or nigger or whatever. I don't care because at the end of the day, like I don't like them niggas anyway. I don't like them. I'm right with them. I don't like niggas. I don't like y'all niggas. They need to take all the niggas and put them on a boat and just have their own little island. Like I'm right with you. Let's get rid of the niggas because that's what's killing our culture. That's what killing us. People, us men, us black men, got to go against these niggas. You know,
Now, is it preferring color or is it preferring character?
character. It ain't
Okay,
got
okay,
nothing to do
okay.
with. It ain't got nothing to do with color. It's got to do with character.
Right. So
It's the
yeah, I
characters.
understand that, and see
Like,
how long you're really going to survive. I get what you're saying.
look, because some of this stuff is just nonsense. I be seeing all these fight videos and people encouraging it. Like, come on, cut the shit. Like, come on, just cut the shit with the nigga shit, man. Like, like even like the environment that we in. Me and my wife, we moved out. We in a nice neighborhood, whatever. But you have us moving into the area now, and now they want to cause trouble. They want to do this. They want to do that. It's like you out the ghetto. Don't come here and try to make this the ghetto. For what?
Exactly. That's that image that was put on us. That's it. They living up to an image.
Look, I had to tell this one little boy. I'm like, I would listen to his music and everything. He on that drill stuff, and I'm like, bruh, you still in high school. You stay out here where it's nice. You stay where we dream about fairies and blueberries. You're not in the ghetto. So it's like, why did you want to have this mentality here? You got out of
And then
that mentality to get to another place that's better to have the same mentality.
I'm trying to
Like, come
think
on.
of this person. I can't even think of the person, but I know it's like a bunch of these rappers that just came in. It's always gonna steal back to music. It's always gonna steal back to music. Because what do we do in our spare time? We ain't got nothing to do. Listen to music.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna stem back to what you feed in your subconscious. We got all these rappers that came out. They've been doing murders, they say, since what, 12, 13, and younger.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. And they putting that energy. I know we said we were gonna talk about this. A lot of rappers put in their songs how they were gonna die. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of
Shout out
people,
to
a
Mo
lot of
3.
kids, shout out to Juice WRLD. A lot
To
of
look.
kids, because a lot of kids deal with this. They listen to this music, they
Mm-hmm.
smoking, they popping new pills, they drinking, and it's like, this is not living. This is not turning up. Like, these people really don't have what y'all think that they have. They are
Mm-hmm.
assigned to, and the only reason I can speak this because me and my husband, we stepped out there and tried to be in the music industry. So
Right.
I can come from this perspective. It's an
Right.
image that they want you
Mm-hmm.
to portray. They told me and my husband,
Facts.
y'all cannot be married if y'all gonna be out here. Y'all gotta be separated, dating this person, that person. All about the image.
Mm-hmm.
So that, you gotta decipher the code. You gotta get that out of their ears, out of their face. Like my daddy used to do us. I grew up on a farm. We up 7 a.m. in the garden. After that, if we harvested, we shelling peas by 12 noon. We putting everything up for the seasons to come.
Mm.
They don't know how to use their hands and feet. You can ask a young guy, hey, do you know how to change that pipe in that bathroom sink? Or do you know how to change that light bulb? Or do you know how to change that socket? Do they know how to do it? 9 times out of 10,
Mm.
they don't. But I guarantee you, they can
Right.
put together a weed bomb, or they can make
Look.
a vape.
Look.
I guarantee you, they can roll blunt.
Look. Look.
I'm getting too deep. I got a son,
Look.
and
Look.
I
Look.
be deep
Look.
because
Talk heavy. I
my
don't
son
think I gotta say
autistic.
talk heavy.
Well, I'm not gonna put it heavy on, but he's on the spectrum. He's on the autistic spectrum. He's so
Mm-hmm.
smart and everything. One day he's gonna have to get older. He's gonna have to navigate this world by himself. Me as a parent, my husband's job as a father, it's up to us to make sure his mental is straight. When I get around these other kids, nah, I ain't raised like that. You ain't finna peer pressure me into doing nothing. Even if it come
Right.
down to putting your hands up to make it home, you made it home.
Mm.
That's how we were raised. That's how he's gonna be raised, and that's how these
Mm-hmm.
people need to. Like, I can't get deep, but all them whoopings that everybody in this chat that's watching, all them whoopings that you took personal, get that off your chest, and you need to raise your kids and do right. Them whoopings saved your damn life,
Look. I'm trying to tell you, look.
for
Because
real.
look, all the stuff that I've been through, I wish I would have changed a couple things or, did things a little bit differently, but everything that I've been through made me who I am today. And I love the person who I am today. Like, yeah, I had to go through some bullshit, try to figure out who I am to be, the person I am today. But I'm glad, I'm happy, because I seen my I've been at my lowest, and I fought through a lot of stuff. So, for me to be at the pinnacle that I am today, because a lot of people, I ain't gonna hold you. I didn't think I was gonna make it past 18. Like I was really, doing some life risking stuff. But I didn't visit myself making past 18. When I made it to 21, I'm like, damn, I didn't hit a milestone. So then, it's just like I'm happy that I'm here, you know,
And then
because
it's
that
like
journey brought me here.
that, and then I was just gonna say that you see where you came from and where you're going, right?
Hmm.
So you seen how, I don't even know how many years. I can't even guess. However many years it took you. Think about that step by step process, and then take the next amount of time it took you to get there and put it in front of you now. step-by-step process. You're gonna be. That's why I say poetry. You come from who you were. You are who you are now. Now where you're gonna be in the future. That's why I say poetry is so powerful because you're talking to yourself back then, now into your future self.
Look, since you said that, look, I got something I want to play. I want you to give me your thoughts on this poem. Hold on, let me bring it up real quick. Let me find it. Let me see. Tell me your thoughts on this poem.
Okay.
They told you you need God, and you searched. You fell to your knees, prayed until your voice cracked, fasted until your stomach caved, looked for him in every sky, every scripture, every sermon, but the silence nearly swallowed you whole. They told you you need love, so you gave it away like a breath. Let me start over, y'all. I'm kind of tired. Okay. They told you you need God, and you searched. You fell to your knees, prayed until your voice cracked, fasted until your stomach caved. Looked for him in every sky, every scripture, every sermon. But the silence nearly swallowed you whole. They told you you need love, so you gave it away like a breath of fresh air. Poured yourself into empty hands, begged to be seen in a reflection of someone else's eyes. But the mirror was always missing because you were never standing in it. They told you you need purpose, so you ran, chased out the dream stitched in someone else's fabric, worked until your bones wept, built houses. Yeah, you can. Built houses where your soul could not rest. But no matter how high you climb, the emptiness climbed with you. But what if it was always you? What if you were the missing piece in your own puzzle? What if the love you ached for was waiting in your own arms? What if the voice you longed to hear was your own whisper beneath the noise? What if the purpose was never in the doing, but in the being and simply choosing you? But God, the one they told you to find, the one you kept reaching for like an untouchable light, he left fingerprints of himself in your DNA, pieces of divinity buried beneath your skin, in the way your heart beats and the way your lungs rise and fall like tides pulled by the moon. You were never without him. You were never without love. You were never without purpose. You just need to come home to you, to stand in the wreckage, pull the shattered pieces close and breathe life into the spaces you abandoned, to say, I'm here, I'm whole, I'm enough. Because the moment you, you find everything. Poem.
I was not expecting that. When I
Look.
say
So before you say anything, how is it watching yourself spit poetry?
wait, repeat that again.
How is it from your point of view watching yourself spit poetry?
I sound very nervous,
Mm, mm.
but yeah, I sound very nervous. But the
Look,
message
it's
is there.
good. Yeah, the message is there. So break down that poem for me.
Matter of fact, let me go back to the paper I wrote it on. Hold on. Wait, let me see. No, I had so many poems on standby for today.
Okay. Look, but today we talking to Beauty the poet. We trying to dive into who you are, and show the world. Get a deeper meaning of your poetry, because your poetry have a message. It has a meaning to it, and and there's a lot of people that write poetry for different reasons, but you have a reason and a purpose for your poetry.
I want everybody to like listen to the disciples, believe Jesus, believe in the disciples. But I want you to be able to know that you are a disciple. They weren't
Mm,
perfect just like us, but God used them to the best of his abilities.
mm,
So I break down religion. I love everybody, but I break down religion because the body of Christ is us. It's not religion. It's us.
mm, mm. Talk.
I had from every religion, and I put it with the law of Moses because I am a child of Moses. And you would never guess how many people. No, I I had people tell me they wanted to hurt me and everything. I'm just like, hey, I'm just like Jesus. Ain't it written in your word?
Look.
I think I like this people. Just a tiny bit. I am still searching for this form. Hold on, give me 1 second.
Okay. Why see we're gonna get into this commercial real quick, man. You know, we're gonna talk about what Portrait Life and what Portrait Life is.
Poetry lives and breathes, it sings and sighs. In virtual spaces, new voices rise. The Poetry Life League, a celebration of words and powerful expression. Poets from all corners answer the call. They step into the spotlight, voices their weapon. The energy is electric, anticipation palpable. The journey to be crowned Poetry Life champion begins. Each poet, a universe unto themselves. Their words paint vivid pictures, evoke laughter and tears. The quiet introspection of haiku, the rhythmic cadence of spoken word, each performance a window into the soul. The online competition is intense yet incredibly supportive. Each round presents unique challenges and new opportunities to shine. Poets pour their hearts out, bearing their souls to the world. Judges offer critiques and encouragement. The virtual audience fuels the poet's fire. Every word a step closer to the championship. The Poetry Life League is more than just a competition, it's a vibrant poetry community. Lifelong friendships are forged. The power of poetry transcends the stage. It spills into the streets, into the hearts of those who listen.
You know, poetry, like Portrait Life. You know how we get it, man. Hey, if you didn't know, hey, Poetry Life, July 12th is going down. Our first match is going to be held. Y'all going to see poets all over the world. Not over the world, but all across the United States. Like I said, we got poets in New York, uh, Oklahoma, Arkansas, North and South Carolina, Kansas City, Shreveport. We have Arkansas, Oklahoma. We got Dallas. We got Texas. We got poets all over. So man, look, especially we got Beauty the Poet, one of the all stars of the thing. And look, I wanted you to drop some couple poems for us, and give the people what Beauty the Poet really do.
Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Let me get my son right.
Okay. While Beauty the Poet, getting her ones and twos in order, I'm gonna play something real quick. Let me see. Let me play a poem from one of. Let's play a poem from one of my old poets, man. This is McFinn. Let's go.
I have a poem for this moment.
Okay, go ahead. Drop one out.
I don't want to fall in love. I want to fall in light. In lust, let's fall in the trust. For once, let us take our time. I'm not in a rush. Can we become one mentally before we physically touch, or am I asking for too much? I just want your time. And it's crazy. Ladies will share their bodies, but are afraid to share their mind. And I'm not looking for no fairy tale kiss and hug type of love. I want something real, like the brother of chance. And after all the bright lights and romance have died, the fireworks have finally fallen from the sky, her love will be the drug to keep me high, like fives. I'm always by her side, like her arms are. I'm in her corner, like 3 R's are. I love you where your beauty right past where your scars are. I want to love you at your worst, flaws and all. Yeah, I'm a Mac fan, but still she remains the apple of my eye. Mac, Apple, I. Ask Siri. I'm so serious about you. We can kick it like Kung Fu, give my heart to you like John Q. If loving you was wrong, consider me a crook. With no repentance, I'll face my sentence like I look at a book. You are my favorite chapter of this happily ever after. And we can unite minds as long as we have the right lines. And I can spend a lifetime just studying the curves of your words. As long as we're on the same page, I take my time and we slow. See, we've been blessed with nothing less than a life of paradise, like casinos, and we know that true love is hard to find, like good gas prices. That's what we have is priceless. That's why at night when you stay sleeping, I stay awake speaking blessings into your being, defeating any demon that come within your region while you peacefully dreaming, like you always stay sneezing, I always stay blessing you. Praying that all of creation is protecting you, thanking God that I met with you, praying that He protecting you when I'm not next to you. You say a little blessing you. You make me want to fall in like and lust and love. I want to fall in all into all of the above. I want something so beautiful that dreams can only dream of, have, and imagine. She yearns for me. A love that burns for me eternally. Lovesick, infirmary. I want to look in your soul and see my reflection. No love and affection. A heart that doesn't hide behind lies and deception, so I don't need no protection. See, that's the best part. We don't use cheat codes like up, down, left, right, BA, select, start. No, that would be a contradiction of how we live it. Never giving me a reason to doubt you. It's like I have a PhD in uology, so I want to know everything about you. I want to take my time and learn your mind. Have mental sex with your intellect. Impregnate your emotion with devotion. See, commitment is nothing. Boys become boyfriends, but men become husbands. You probably think I spent my whole life just hiding from love. Nah, love, I just spent the lifetime waiting for you. Why would I give these other women something that was created for you? My heart was never mine before we met. I big gave it to you. It was just my job to protect and save it until you came to claim it. The word love simply can't explain it. My heart can hardly contain it. I have just no choice but to go with the flow and enjoying it in amazement. And whenever we facing any problems, we'll work it out. Like Zumba. She be my queen to be in me. I be her faithful king of Zamunda. You capture my heart like Kunta. And I want you. I want you to love me like I love you, like we love to simply sit and talk. Hold hands and take long walks to make moonlit memories. I want to lie in your mind for days at a time, and eventually I want to fall in like with you. Husband and wife and spend the rest of my life with you. I was wondering if that would be all right with you.
There was
Yeah, I like
microphone
that.
McFan, microphone McFan.
That was so
Shout
smooth.
out,
I like
man.
that.
Look, microphone McFan is fire, man. So you got your poem ready?
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna read it. Okay, I'm gonna read it in sections because this is a
Okay,
story,
okay.
and it's like basically my poetry is me, but it's kind of like parables. They told you you need God, and you searched. Fell to your knees, prayed until your voice cracked, fasted until your stomach caved. Looked for Him in every sky, every scripture, every sermon, but the silence nearly swallowed you whole. When I say I went through a rough time in my life to where I did not see a reason to actually want to be here. And I was like, you need to find God. You need to find God. And I did. I found Him. And I opened the Bible. I'm like, He here in the Bible. You know, He telling me what I'm reading. I done went to church, y'all. When I say I went to church, and don't judge me, I went to church sometimes just wanting the preacher to just tell me a message. Like he'd call out everybody else in the crowd. I wanted that. Like I went to church a lot, everything, just trying to find a reason to just keep going, you know? I wanted somebody to point me out and be like, hey, you, God want me to tell you something. And that's not how I met God. And this, I'm gonna read these next two bars. They told you need love, so you gave it away like a breath of fresh air, poured yourself into empty hands, begged to be seen in a reflection of someone else's eyes. People, I was talking about this the other day, people have hurt me to the core. When I say to the core, to where I even had a miscarriage. I was pregnant, twins had a miscarriage. Lost my twins. To the core. To the very core. And do you not know how I took care of those very same people, mothers, nursed them while they were sick like babies? Like, you know what I'm saying? And it still hurts. It does. But this is just part of me finding God in me. That's what this
Mm.
whole poem. I can't even read the poem because now I'm getting emotional. I done told y'all what it's about. But
Right.
that's what it is. It was like I had to learn to forgive, and the whole time me being angry, me not wanting to live, me walking around looking for somebody to be like, hey, you, God told me to tell you something. God was just telling me to look at myself and my actions. People would
Mm.
tell me, oh, I don't see how you doing that or this and that. People had negative comments and everything. And the same very
Always.
I defended. I defended to the court, like, you know, but that's all a part of finding God in you because I'm tell y'all this, y'all have not met God until He tell you to take care of your enemies.
Mm. Mm.
You don't know
Look.
God until you have to. And when I say you don't know Him until you have to do that, I took care of their mothers. Any crazy person would have did anything. I have
Right.
God in me, and, and they showed me real love. And to this day, I still miss them. Even though everything happened, me taking care of their mothers,
Mm-hmm.
them, yeah, it was just something in everything. So me being me just taking care of people despite anything, just trusting in God. I'm trusting myself. I'm doing this. Like people like you need God, you need God. I found God in me. Like I had to look in that mirror and seen the twinkle in my eyes and like, oh,
Mm.
that's your soul.
Mm.
Yeah. Like, and I'm speaking spiritually because a lot of people probably don't believe in Jesus, believe in God or anything, but that's on them. But me, I got a testimony. And when
Look.
I
You
say
know, and,
I
and
found
look,
him
this
in me,
and this what I tell people, like, I have no heaven or hell to put you in. I can't stand before the Most High with you and said this
you
person
can't.
didn't understand. You're gonna have to stand in front of that man on your own 2 feet. So that's why I say no. I don't judge nobody. Whatever they believe in is whatever they believe in. Because at the end of the day, they have to answer for the things they have done. So
And the whole time, I'm glad you said that. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to clear the misunderstanding of who he is and what
hmm
the picture that people try to paint. When it says fear me, you gotta fear the things that you can really do. You gotta hold yourself back from being in jail and losing your kids. You gotta hold yourself back from doing things when they say sin is meant to harm the body. When they say you gotta fear him and not sin, you gotta hold yourself back. You gotta discipline yourself. You
Yeah.
gotta listen to yourself. Yourself is gonna tell you to do the right thing, but guess what the flesh is gonna do? What is it? Romans 8? No, Romans 8 verse 5. When you mind this, when you mind the flesh, you mind the things of the flesh, and the spirit. Like
hmm
that's the scripture. That's what it says. I did a poem on that, but that's for another day, here nor there. But I had to turn the light on. But this is all I'm saying. This poem and what I'm here for to clear the misunderstanding. I had somebody in my life that told me, God don't love you.
Hmm.
I get my name. I get my name from my deceased cousin, full name. You're not my niece. She's already dead. I lived my life for 8 years because
Hmm.
she said that to me. 8 years.
Hmm.
And when God was like, He gave me a Paul moment, like, no, you're not gonna walk around here like you big and bad. I'm gonna
Hmm.
humble you real quick. I'm gonna show you something. And when I went through that and where I'm at now, all she did was pass the torch. And I gotta speak. She told me that for a reason to deaden the voice that I have.
Hmm.
Mind you, as a kid, as a teenager, you couldn't tell me nothing because I knew right from wrong. I was in my Bible every single day how my godmama had me. So I'm with the grown folk like, you doing wrong, so are you telling me I'm doing wrong?
Look.
And hey, and when I say when she told me that killed my spirit so bad for so long.
Hmm.
But it's okay though, because I found my voice and I'm here to clear the misunderstanding because people will use God to make you feel like you nothing. But when you open that Bible,
Look.
like you say, no room to put nobody nowhere. He tells you,
Look.
I am.
Hmm. But see, that's what I'm telling. Like that, you look at where you came from and who you are now, the clarity that you have, you had to go through the things you had to go through. You know,
Yeah.
we don't live our life for ourselves. We live our life for other people. The poetry that you're producing, the deepness, the vulnerability, the transparency that you're showing in your poetry is illuminating a way for other people to walk. And that's why I say, like,
Right.
poets, we have a amazing job that we do, because from what we've been through, our life experience, to what we've seen, we can write about this and people can really feel like, oh, I'm not alone.
And you know what they
You
can
have
also be
you
like?
have to write what you have to write.
They can also be like, dang, he or she went through way worse than what I went through. I look at some people and I look at myself and I look at other people and I look at myself. Some people ain't even treading the waters I was in. I'm not even treading the waters anybody else did. It's just the fact that when I speak, you ain't in this alone. Jesus says the thing that links us together is the spirit. And no matter what it is, we gonna feel every last emotion. Every one of us is human. When we lose somebody we love, when we ache and we hurt, we all feel the same emotions. Same wave,
Hmm.
same ride. It's real. That's what makes us together. So when I speak and I just put those words, it's gonna bring that emotion for everybody to be like, I got a reason to fight. I misinterpreted this because
Mm,
of people, places, and things that in that same Bible it said was going to try to hinder me from really understanding the Bible.
mm.
That's what I'm here for.
Okay, okay. So look, let's talk about Portrait Life League real quick. And your what is your method, or what is your goals that you want to accomplish in being in this league?
For one, I have no idea what stakes is. I'm not even gonna lie. This is my first competition, so it's gonna be very interesting, very fun, and I'm excited for the rounds because my strategy is to just speak truth. Like I can't change who I am, and I can't change the message. It comes in many ways, shapes, different forms, but I can't change what I'm going to speak. So that
Look.
is my only strategy, is just to speak freedom. My name is Shanika Nicole Freeman. My last name
Mm,
is Freeman, and it's for a
mm.
reason. I speak freedom.
Look, I speak free, man. Look.
Hey, I'm free.
Well, look, that's fire. That's fire though. But and being in the league, I tell poets, like, yeah, you may take a loss, but you're not losing, because at the end of the day, it's all about cross promoting, you getting your poetry out there, you being seen, and people resonating who you are. You
And
know.
people may take this, all the other competitors may take this funny, but I'm a weird person. I like to have fun, so this is going to be
Mm,
fun. I don't care if I
look.
win, whatever. This is fun, and this is just. I honestly, I'm gonna just tell y'all, I'm a traveling spirit. I'm a moving spirit. I don't stay anywhere long. You feel what I'm saying? So where I'm at in that time being, I'm gonna do what God need me to do. So He got me here
Look.
for a reason, and I'm gonna do what He need me to do. And keep on moving.
So look, when you have a message, how long does it take for you to put it on paper?
Oh, probably about 30 minutes because this
Mm,
is this is what I do. I wake up and I just be in the unknown. And when I'm in the unknown, it's like when I wake up, all of my thoughts are processing. I'm not even thinking about nobody. I'm not thinking about when the bills due. I'm not even thinking about what time it is. I'm centered within my soul. Like that's just where my mind is when I wake up. I can't move, can't do nothing. I have to sit up and just be like that. So what comes to my mind, what comes to my soul, that's the message that God wants me to know. So when I can translate, I want y'all to know.
right. And you know what? And
That's
that's
just the way.
man, and that's how I feel like with my poetry. Like, when I write with a message. It's something that I got to say. And because I feel, when I tell people, like, "Oh, your poetry is good," I said, "The Most High give me these words." You
You the
know, eh,
mouthpiece.
you know, I just deliver whatever he asked me to write. So And then sometimes I know that my writing is on a higher level because when I read my stuff back, I shock myself. I'm like, man, that's dope.
And then
I needed to hear that for myself.
and then
Whatever
when
I
you hear
wrote down and put
yourself,
down, I needed
it's
to hear
crazy.
that for myself. You know, there's a lot of pieces that I have that that I had to write for myself, and and I even wrote a me versus me poem, and where I had to really sit down and talk to myself. And that's one of the hardest conversations when you have to sit down and really talk to yourself because you can't bullshit yourself. You
Like you can't lie
can,
to yourself.
but I mean, you bullshitting yourself. So that's one of the hardest conversations that you have to have when you have to sit down. Like, all right, look, this is what it really is. You can bullshit the other people, but no, just cut the shit. This is what it is. We're gonna call a
Right.
spade a spade. And
And then,
when I go
oh my
ahead.
bad. Okay, so you said you be talking to yourself. So
Mm.
when you go back and you hear yourself, I told my friend like 2 days ago. I said I keep a lot of my old videos and everything because when we at our lowest, we can time travel back because the same message we giving everybody else. When we time travel back, we hitting ourselves in the soul as if we did the viewer or the audience. So that's the powerful part about it that I like. You can
Look.
always uplift yourself.
Hmm. And that's why I like even my poem mental abuse.
I don't think I heard that one.
Mental abuse. I think you have mental abuse. Um, Let me see if I got it in me. Look, I got. Let me see if I can remember. Okay, look. Um, I'd rather be a victim of domestic violence before I go through mental abuse. They say words don't hurt. Well, I found out that shit not true. Because the way my heart and soul feel had been lied to, fake loved and slide through is even crazy when the enemy sleeping beside you. See, I don't like this phrase. Oh, you took it the wrong way, or that wasn't what I was intended to. But I should have seen that come from miles away or focus on my driving, hand on the steering wheel like 10 to 2. So many people living in my head. Yeah, I got tenants too. I should have left that relationship like 1:50 a.m. In other words, 10 to 2. But I'm here to talk about mental abuse, and that's what I'm intended to do. Just to show you. Just because it's not physical, don't mean affect us mentally. Even weight on me spiritually. Had me question myself like, is this way love supposed to be? What is loving someone properly? Does love supposed to feel like poverty? Possibly how I see it, mental abuse is what I've been subject to ever since my younger days. Now I know why white people had controlled the strongest slaves. Enslaved. That's how I feel. Doomed for the womb, been talked down about like a William in the room. Conversations about my demise like here's your tomb. And just like I have to fight physically, I have to do the same way mentally. I can't let the people get the best of me. Like, here, try this. Wow, this is really good. What do you put in this? I can't tell you because it's my own family recipe. But that's how I conceal my mental. But I wish it was that simple. I need hired and higher guards to protect my temple. It's in the middle that I stay strong. Now allow anyone get access to my sanctuary. Because to be honest, you're brave in the end. Because that place is very scary. To survive, you need 100 Bloody Marys, a Virgin Mary, blood from an enchanted fairy, bite from my evergreen huckleberry. See, I'm just trying to paint you a picture of my mind like a visionary. Mental abuse is what I gave light to, and sometimes that's worse than taking one. So who needs a gun with words can do more damage? See, they took advantage because I allowed them to, but not no more, not now, not tomorrow, not never. See, I'm in control. I'm the dominant out of the cold. I call bullshit what eyes were told. I see everything clear like an open road. I went down the hill, looked Satan in the eye, and told I want everything back that was stolen. Because I learned my lesson and had my hand on the stove. See, I just want my abusers to know that I survived because I'm still alive. I am alive.
Oh yeah,
Mental
I like
abuse.
that. And you know what? I want to do this poem because a lot of people they like to pay attention to the lies.
Mm,
So they say the truth can set you free, but in
mm.
this world, lies were golden crowns. And truth walks barefoot on broken glass, bleeding honesty into soil that won't even grow it. I've seen prophets silenced by the weight of whispers. Their words too raw, too real, too much like a mirror for a world that would rather much live in the shadows. We're taught to wrap our voices in sugar to coat our bitter realities in honey, to make the medicine more palatable. But what if the cure is meant to burn? I've stood on mountaintops, screamed truth into the wind, and watched it scatter like dust while the world turned this way. Death by the lullabies of deception. But let a body fall. Let a soul break beneath the silence. Let someone's last breath be the echo of their pain, and suddenly they listen. Why must the truth be read in obituaries before it's even read with care? I will not let tragedy translate me. I will not make my suffering a spectacle just to be. I will call truth into the and let the mountains remember my voice. Let the rivers carry my words. And let the earth itself testify. Because the truth never dies, even when no one wants to hear it. What we talking about is going to be talked about for the next 3,000 years if people don't do what's right. We talk about Moses, and we talk about the 40 years God provided every single day, every day, 40 years straight. What we going to do in the next 40 years? And what we're going to do 40 years after that? What we're going to teach these kids to do 40 years after that? What are we going to build? Even though they tried to destroy it, I like talking about Jericho. They walked around the walls, and they surely did fall. How many times they tried to stop us from rewriting our history? How many times have they tried to destroy our history? How many times have they tried to divide our history? We rise this shit from the ground every single time. You can't bury our traditions. You can't hide none of it because guess what? It's in us. It flows through our blood. And once we find ourselves, once we find our tribe, like we speaking now, and people gonna hear it and they gonna wake up in their soul. What are y'all gonna do within the next 40 years? Matter of fact, after you reap the harvest that God gonna give you, what you gonna do after that? I speak for a reason, man, because when I say God got to me young, he got to me young. And I'm talking like I'm 80 years old. I be shocking the shit out of myself sometimes. Me and my grandma have conversations like we homegirls. But that ain't nobody
But look, it's good that you got it now.
Exactly.
Then wait until you damn near 40 to try to, figure like, okay, man, look.
It's good to have somebody that's young doing poetry that don't have to dress it up. They can be their natural self. They can be that natural beauty. They can speak, and they can still get into the same rooms that they pray and try to put an image on just to get in. It's different out here. That's what I'm teaching my daughters. And if they deny you your truth, my mama always said elsewhere is better.
Look. But you can't be afraid to go get that better. That's sometimes that we get too comfortable and we accept, but knowing that we deserve better, we still won't go. It's just the comfortability. But once we realize, like, look, we deserve better. If they can't accept us for who we are, then yeah, we gotta go.
I always said this to my kids. I said, you know when you're doing right by God, but if somebody try to humble you, and God said there's no need, you better be bold. You better be you. Give them your life for what? You better blind them and keep going, because as soon as you get out that periphery, they don't even know which direction you were in, so they can't touch you. Can't create war at their head nor hands. Speak your truth, live in your truth, acknowledge God. Because we just not getting up here. I'm just now coming out this shy ass shit and talking to people. I'm gonna talk to people. So we just now getting on this. We getting on this before, right? You got the order. They've been doing this for centuries, even from the black and white films. We gotta take over. That's why I'm glad black entertainment's taking over. All these movies coming out speaking real truth and spirituality. But instead of sitting there, I smoke weed. I am a weed advocate. I love Mary Jane and Mary. But instead of,
we love marijuana.
Instead of letting her smoke you, instead of letting the bottle drink you, instead of, hey, let's go get some food, let's go watch TV, let's go do that. The same thing that you just watched, it's a spiritual message behind it. That same work that you went to watch that movie, if you put in that work, you could be going to watch your own movie that you created. If you went to go watch that movie, you see those acting skills. Hey, I want to perform. I want to write. I want to be in that movie. I want to be a director. Oh, I want to do this. I want to do that. Just by you going to examine something spiritually with your spiritual eyes instead of your physical, that's what you're going to do when you get up. You're going to leave every single place that you go to with motivation. Rather than, oh, that was a good movie. You remember that? And you just stay the same. You remember that? You remember that? You remember that? Well, what are you doing? Since you done seen that, You still
Mm.
talking about it? What message did you get? If you ain't getting no message, I'm shut up. I'm talking too much.
Look,
I'm talking too
look,
much.
look. You talking heavy, you talking, but you talking the truth, And that's one thing, they people hate the truth. People want to listen to the BS, but they don't want to listen to the truth. But one, they ain't got no choice. But we finna put a lot of truth out there, and they ain't got no choice but to listen.
Facts.
They
They ain't
ain't got
trying to
no
give
choice
too
but to
much.
listen. Look, I'm trying to give it to them all. Look, let me get up there and let me spit some poetry because I got something to say. And now I need the world to listen. I need the world to hear what I have to say. We gonna talk heavy. Y'all gonna listen.
Facts.
Here's one. Hold on. Headshot. Bow. Another black man go down by the hands of the KKK disguised as the police. See, they killers and controllers to make us weak. They even taking over our families by executing a black man so a young black man can grow up without a representation of a black man. So they can push their white agenda so we want to oppose them. See, I say sink or swim, fight until we break all limbs because they're not going to start shooting until they feel like they done. Well, if they want to live by the gun, I'll make sure they die by one. You can't fight fire with fire. Way by the water until we drown them out. Kill one of us, we need to fight back the whole family. Empathy? Now I'm trying to make you an amputee. Understand there's gonna be some casualties. We have to do way more than put George Floyd on a casualty. And I know that sound messed up, but we've been provoked. They've been killing us for 500 years. They want to point the gun and fire. So then they finna get all the smoke. They went from killing us from ropes to locking us up with no hope, to until us be broke. And then once we get the money, it think it makes them one of them. See, I say sink or swim, get down or lay down, because we'll never be one of them. We are Israel. We are chosen. That's why they hate us, because they not us. The Most High love us. That's why they hate us. We was in their own land until they stole us. Then they told us that they gonna give us justice. No, so they lock us up and they kill us. So they justice them for just us. And it's crazy how we can't spend money with each other without trying to get over each other. Listen, y'all, my beautiful sisters and brothers, support the brother and not the other. Because once we gain control of the narrative, but first, we have to understand our heritage. And yes, black lives do matter, but it gotta matter us first. But first, we gotta break the curse, stop the hurt, because too many of our people are laying in the dirt. So stop letting them whittle into us into a mentality to lead us into fatality. But honestly, we way more powerful than we know. But they know. And that's a
They know.
fact.
See,
They
I
know.
did one. This is called Lusted for What, and it's from Romans chapter 8. And
Let's go.
I'm gonna go and do it. I just wrote it like 2, 3 days ago, so let me let this one do it. Okay. Hey, let me talk to you real quick. Out here chasing bags, bodies, and clout, but your soul broke, thirsty, starving out. Romans 8 verse 5 makes it clear. They that live after the flesh mind the things of the flesh. Man, you stuck in your live for life chasing stress, thinking you blessed because you're big fresh. Nah, the flesh don't play you. Have you craving fast love, fake friends, and empty tables? You lusting for cars, for change, for fame. But when God called your name, what do you really got to your name? See, the spirit different. It ain't flashy, it ain't flexing for attention. It's the peace that don't quit. It's the love you can see in when everyone else do. But you lusting for what? A six-figure job, a big old butt, somebody to blow your line and gas you up. Man, the flesh petty. 1 minute you up, the next minute you empty. Romans said it straight. Mind the flesh, you death bound. Mind the spirit, you life bound. But you too busy trying to flex for the ground, forgetting this world burning down. Lusting for what? Another hit, another sip, another quick fix. Trying to fill that hole in your chest with counterfeit blessings. Baby, wake up. You a king, you a queen. Stop selling your soul for temporary dreams. The flesh, man, it's a setup. Got you thinking you winning, but you really fed up. That's why they pop pills, drunk in the club. But everything they can touch, but they'll never feel. Buy everything they can touch, but they'll never feel real love. Because the flesh can't save you. The flesh gonna break. Mind the spirit, he said. Not your feelings, not your thirst, not your hunger for the next come up first. Spirit thinking is slow cooking. It's patience. It's faith. It's waiting on God, not rushing to be great. So tell me again, you lusting for what? Another high, another lie, another I'm fine, but inside you cry? I ain't judging, because I was there. But mine in the flesh, it got me nowhere. But when I switched up, mind on spirit, ignoring my flesh, I found life and life found me. So next time you pull flesh for eternity. Choose wise, because one will lead you to a coffin, and the other, may they have you walking on water straight, vibing with the Most High, never thirsting again. So one more time, you lusted for what again? Oh, oh, hold on, I can't hear you. Hold on, I'm connected to
Oh,
two
my
different
fault,
things.
my
Hold on.
fault. No, no, my fault. I had
Oh,
it on mute. That's my fault.
oh
I had
okay.
it on mute. But man, look, yeah, that was fire. I gotta hear that again, man. That's fire. You need to put that on wax. You need to meditate on that, get that delivery, get the cadence down on that, and because I like that.
Oh, it's a message to my brothers and sisters that I used to party with. I changed my life. I'm doing poetry. I'm doing better. I need y'all to change too. I need y'all to wake up. Because if I was able to be around y'all and walk on, I wouldn't say nothing to tell y'all to live on and be better. Rotten big ass person to walk this earth and tell the people that I party with, had fun with, and still living out. Nah, I'm telling y'all the truth. Change your life for real. That's what I want to change.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. Change. We have to change. If we don't change, nothing around us change, and just change just be a thought until our mindset would have to change.
Yep.
And look, and so changing is good. You know what's so crazy? And we getting close. I'm gonna end it in a little bit, but this is so crazy. So from you a baby to like 5 years, you learning, you changing. From a baby to you being 5 years old, that's a big little jump. You walking, you kind of talking and stuff like that. And then you go from 5 to 10. That's another jump. So let's say you jump from 10 to 20. That is a big jump in your life. So, but why do we get to a certain age where we just plateau? Where people stop learning, people start experiencing new things, they just get stuck in their ways and they stop elevating.
Um, and I'm gonna say this is really, really long. Kids get to a certain age, and my granny says, "Hold on, baby." When they're 5, 0 to 5, 5 to 10. Yes. Say hello. Okay, go watch dinosaurs. Yes, you can. Go watch dinosaurs. Oh, while they're still young, they're bendable like a switch tree. Like you break a branch, they're bendable. But when they
Hmm.
get a certain age, it done took root. So you can't bend it. They got to learn on its own. So my granny always say, you get them while they're young, teach them while they're young. So when they grow into that tree, it's not, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Okay, yeah,
That's good
you
wisdom.
have
That's
it.
good wisdom. That's good wisdom. That's good wisdom, man. But look, but that's right though. You got to get them while they're young. So when they grow up and get firm, they ain't gonna be crooked or anything like that. They posture, everything will be right. So yeah, you got to get them while they're
And that,
young and while they mind in principle. But but it
right.
just get to a point where some of us we just plateau. We just get to a point where we don't elevate. Our mindset stay the same, and there's no growth.
It is growth. It's just that you chose to shut it in your subconscious because, like I said, while the tree is bending, you teach it. You train it up in the ways
Mm,
that you go, so you'll never depart. You found your way again. So it was always in that structure. Is what I'm saying. You're allowed to date. Is what I'm saying,
mm,
and you're able to testify. I'm getting deep,
mm.
but you get it. You get it.
We
That
on it.
that while they bendable, you better, yeah,
Look. That's
better
most
teach them to
definitely.
lean on some because they can't lean on the one.
Look, that is a fact. That's a fact. But man, Beauty the Poet, man, we getting close to the end, man. Look, hold on, let me music a little bit too high, but man, I appreciate you jumping on here, man. Look, man, we really got into some real depth about who you are, and how you perceive things, your mental, and also, people knowing that when they listen to your poetry, it's a message behind it. So they
Oh
can tune
yeah,
in and really get a deeper uh point of view of what you're talking about. Because like I said, you don't just do poetry just to be doing poetry. You write it with a purpose.
yes,
And that's what makes your poetry just 10 times more than like people just write. You have a purpose. You writing with a purpose. Some people just write, but when you write with a purpose, you writing to move people. So
And
man, I
then
greatly appreciate that, man.
I want to tell everybody that's writing, like we are writing, you writing history. So remember that.
That's a
Write with
fact.
a
But
purpose
man,
because it's history.
tell the people who you are, where you from, and what you do, and where they can find you at.
I'm Beauty the Poet. I'm from Jonesboro, Louisiana. You can find me on Facebook at Shanika Freeman NBL, on Instagram at Beauty the Poet. And until next time, y'all.
All right, man. That's Beauty the Poet, man. Shout out to her, man. I appreciate her jumping on the platform, and we getting real depth into who she are, and especially her poetry. Now that that her poetry has a message behind it, now we got to listen a little bit clearer, listen a little bit better, and to dissect what she's saying because now it's a purpose behind it. And now I'm interested. Now I want to know, okay, what was the reason why you wrote that poem? What was the purpose of it? What was your message behind it? Now I'm intrigued. Man, and shout out to Beauty the Poet, man. Maybe, I don't know if you thought about it or not. Well, writing a book about your poetry and breaking down your poetry and stuff like that. Like that would be
It's on
real
the
dope.
way. It's on the way.
Okay.
Chronicles of Life on the way,
Okay.
June 2025.
Okay.
I'll
That's
be
fine. Hey,
posted.
look, that's
Uh,
fire. That's fire, man. But hey, man, look,
Thank you.
let's see. That's what look. Great minds think alike, man. So you already got it in the work. Hey, so hey, y'all gotta get that. When they drop, you gotta get that, man. But again, like she one of
Yeah.
the contestants in Poetry Life League. We got more poets that's gonna drop in. But this is the end of the show tonight. So we're gonna get grooving later on in the week. So y'all can get really involved into these poets and learn out who they are, and especially learning their material and learning their work because it's gonna be y'all gonna be in the trenches, man. When this league start, when they go against these other poets, they gonna be in the trenches. We're gonna see which poem sticks out more. But again, look, this is what a lot of poets don't understand about this league too. You can be the best poet, you can have the best poem and still lose. Yeah, yes, I said it. There's different aspects that goes into poetry. Just you just having fire words and stuff like that. We have categories that you're gonna get judged by. So you can have the best poet, the best poem, whatever, and you can still lose. So you gotta tighten up your game, man. Tighten up your delivery, tighten up your wordplay, tighten up and get ready. But again, man, this is TK the Poet. You already know it, so you ain't gotta quote it. And if I spoke it, man, you already know what that means. Yeah, I wrote
Get the money with you or with your not. Get the fucking whip with it with the pot. Your corn, I invest up in the stock. Left everybody went straight up to the top. Don't care like me or like me not. See the op spin the block. Ain't gon' stop till see them all drop. Grave your field, yeah, I see the plot. Grave your field, yeah, I see the plot. Ain't gon' stop till see them all drop. See the op spin the block. Don't care like me or like me not. Left everybody went straight up to the top. George Corn, I invest up in the stock. Get the fucking whip